Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you about swiping with a fat tooth comb and a palette knife. When swiping with the comb, you want all your teeth to be level on the canvas. So you just set it down, all the teeth down, and slowly and methodically swipe in a controlled fashion. This swipe would be great for fish fins, feathers, anything that needs line work, a delicate touch. You just slowly push the paint around, drop your comb, slowly push where you want it to be. You could use this technique for waterfalls also. I've been thinking about that lately. Here's what you get. This is the dried version of just comb swiping. You can do a lot with it. Next up we have palette knife swiping. When you swipe with your palette knife, you just want to not go all the way down to the bottom of the canvas like with the comb. The palette knife, you just want to parallel with your canvas with a slight angle, and you're just pushing your little bit of paint just on a slight angle, gliding across the surface. This paint in this video has dimethicone in it, which is the coconut hair serum. And so that's why we're getting the cells and lacing. The previous video was the same recipe of paint. I just didn't add any silicone or dimethicone. But as you can see, it makes a different look. It's a smoother look without the lines. So as I was editing, I noticed when I did this swipe right here, this whole picture turned into a river scene for me. We have trees in the background. There's the river. Your view is looking from under the waterfall. It's a shallow waterfall with a basin type bowl. And after I swiped that piece right there, the illusion was gone. But that one waterfall swipe made me think, you could really do something with that. So anyways, when you're watching this video in real time, it's pretty boring. And there must have been a lot of dimethicone in that paint because it's getting huge cells. I liked the white negative space, and I wanted to swipe with the white so that it would bring that white even more into a delicate type feather. But after this, I started to not use the dimethicone as much and see what the comb swipe would do. And it's different, but just as great. The problem with only using napkins to swipe, or wet towel, a wet napkin, wet paper towel, whatever you use, is you're limited by just one swipe over the canvas. But with swiping, you can really control the paint more than you could with just flipping it out of a cup or, blowing it with a straw, which is an air swipe. And so that's also a swipe. There's so many different things you can do. The air swipe gives you flower petals and things like that. You can do skirts, chiffon, fabric, things like that with the air swipe. But don't limit yourself to paper towels. I will tell you that every time you swipe, you should clean your tool. And when I swipe these feathers, I like to clean the palette knife and then get it a little bit damp. So when I wipe it on the paper towel that I have, the paper towel is wet. And so I do my swipe, and then I clean my palette knife off with the wet paper towel. And then I'll either stick it back in the water and tap it off a couple times so it's just damp, or I will have a clean wet paper towel there so that the swiping tool is moist. If you will put your fluid acrylic into a squeeze bottle, you can control the beast much easier. When I do animals or specific things, I like to put the majority of my paints into squeeze bottles. That way I know exactly where the paint's gonna go. I can do exactly the thing that I need to do. I can put the color where it needs to go without having to worry about getting too much or too little. And it's a really slow process. But if you want to learn how to control it, you can. It just takes practice and squeeze bottles. This is a controlled swipe I'm doing of a monarch butterfly. And this is the back wing, and you're not going to be able to see very much of it, but I wanted it to have its own personality. And so I used black and then orange and cad yellow medium hue and then gold metallics for this swipe. And also metallic bronze. I'm having a lot of indecision at this point, and so I've sped up the video a little bit because it was really long. But here's my first attempt at the swipe, and I noticed I didn't pick up any black. And so then I think, well, I have to go back and do it again, but the color is really pretty. To the right is the body of the butterfly, so I'm going to swipe towards that body. Every swipe I make is towards the body. And I've picked up more black at this point, and so I was good with that. So as you can see, I put the dimethicone in the paint, and I don't really have to use a torch with this recipe. So it's great for people that really don't want to use a torch. Like I said, my recipe is 20% paint, 20% Liquitex gloss medium, and 60% American Floetrol that has been strained. And so that's what goes in all of my mixes. I don't really like water because it breaks the binders in the paint, and it's just not as controllable when it's in that wild liquid form. I like a stiffer paint for more control. And so it really just depends on what technique you're using. So I got me a skirt right there and realized I didn't have enough paint on the canvas to complete the swipe. And so I'm going to start over. And that's what you do. You kind of have to get a feel for how much paint you need. And so you don't want to put too much paint down. But it takes a while to learn how much paint you do have to go. That's why I like to swipe a little bit, make sure I stay calm and controlled, see what's happening, make sure I like the colors. Sometimes when I do these type of paintings, this one was a commission, then I'll do color boards. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Just gotta know you can fix whatever happens. It's not that hard. You know, if you mess up, give her another swipe. It's the great thing. You could always just slap more paint down and go again. But this is definitely the best thing about fluid acrylics is swiping, because you could take your paintings to a whole new level. You're not just doing abstracts, which are great, don't get me wrong. People love abstracts. Landscapes and abstracts sell the most. And so, there you go. But swiping for me has been a game changer, because it allows me to use it as a paintbrush instead of, you know, just dumping it out or things like that. But anyways, I just wanted to let you see a little more. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments, and I will definitely get back to you. But if you learned anything, give me a like and a subscribe, and thanks for coming. Have a great day.
Alter physical reality.